We've had a big shift, a big change overnight in the weather pattern of what's about to hit everyone. Matter of fact, the severe weather has mild it down greatly. Just like I told you yesterday, it wasn't looking like a big outcome. Now, with the cold front and the warm front colliding together in a sense, is going to bring severe weather shifted further towards the east and south, possibly for Sunday instead of anything for Saturday, and maybe a slight risk that will grow along the Carolinas. I'll show you the latest information in this video. Plus, we have this snowstorm that is coming through, bringing a good bit of snow, but nothing super major, but it is bringing our first snowfall of the season on the eastern half of the lower 48, and this cold blast coming down is still very cold and is pivoting towards southern Florida, while we potentially get a storm popping up over here around Central America, and it will be Nestor for the next system. Now, we do have a tropical wave moving to the west and is relatively dry, but we do have a chance for formation over here around Central America. We need to pay attention to this forecast because it's more likely going to go out through the west, but it could easily curve around this high pressure and get pulled back into this direction. And I'm showing lastly that we're possibly going to stay in this active pattern, at least on the eastern half of the Caribbean and the Atlantic over here, all the way into December possibly for our hurricane season. So I'm going to show you the latest information in this video. What you can expect right around the corner from this crazy weather pattern. And starting for this morning, you can see the storms are starting to mild down for the northwest. You also have some more things going on for next week, so I hope you pay attention to yesterday's video. Big system possibly coming towards California. And we also have the storms moving across for Indiana, Michigan, going towards Ohio. Just regular thunderstorms coming across everybody. Now, our severe weather for today is still there. And remember, this slight risk is for hail. It's not for tornadoes or wind. Even our chance for tornadoes has shrunk down greatly to that period of about 2 hours like I showed you on yesterday's video. Now, when we go through for Saturday, with the changing of the cold front and the warm front and the heating just not there, we only have thunderstorms for tomorrow and possibly on Sunday as it shifts towards the southeast, and we could get a slight risk over here for the Carolinas. Now, this would be chances for possible damage winds and mostly for hail as this system pushes off. I never really saw it was going to be a big storm coming across. It always looked like a weaker system to me, and that's showing true. But I notice there's a lot of people that's worried about this weather pattern coming, so we're going to go into the severe weather first. So I can show you just how mild this actually is going to be. So here's who is at risk for today. Your chances for your tornadoes. You have that 2%. So here's your cities and states at risk for a possible spin up for today. I don't think we will see one. Here's your chances for your winds. You have the big 5% still that's coming with this. So here's your cities and states at risk for your wind threat for today and your hail threat. This is literally why you have that 15%. So here's your cities and states at risk for any hail at all. And you see the latest update for this morning. So as we get all this convection, all this lift coming across for Tennessee and Kentucky, also for the south, you can see how it leaves very quickly. But look for tomorrow. You get about a 2-hour window where you have instability coming through, but it's really leaving rather quickly because it's cooling off and you can't hold on to those temperatures. This cold front is making a big deal. So it's really leaving rather quickly. So this will weaken your thunderstorms. There's no food for them to form. So as you come through later this evening, you do get some storms build up over here, mostly for Kentucky. And look how it moves further towards the east, stretches into Tennessee by the time you get to 6 p.m. and just turn to regular thunderstorms. You might get a last storm later in the evening for northern Alabama, but that would be about it. Maybe carrying into northern Georgia, but you're losing your instability. It's just going to be regular thunderstorms passing by around that time. But once you go into Saturday, look how just empty everything is. These cells are not forming. It's losing a lot of its instability, a lot of his daytime heating. But what we do have is for the storm system coming in later for tonight. This is going to bring some snow, but it's also going to bring some winds on the western side of it. But this is bringing our snowstorm in for tonight, for tomorrow morning, and really kicking in for southeastern Dakota, southern, southwestern Minnesota, going through northern Iowa through tomorrow morning. And then there's going to be a temperature battle for southern Wisconsin for tomorrow. Whether this really stays for a lot of snow or a little bit of snow, whether it even reaches into northern Illinois, then goes through Michigan as you go through for tomorrow evening. So you can see here, no severe weather for Saturday. This shifting towards Sunday. Now you have that 5%. Here's your cities and states at risk for severe weather on Sunday. And you can see that half of the models are showing destabilization, showing the storms will form back up around the Carolinas as you go past Georgia. The other half is showing that they are not. So they're at a 50-50 on whether they're going to put an upgrade for a